Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian, and joined with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu. We couldn't think of anything to talk about this week that's timely, so we're going to go back to old faithful, like when we used to have themes.
Topics.
We
would have topics.
And we're going to do, what do we call this?
Hidden Gems.
Hidden
2008.
Gems. Yep. Hidden Gems of 2008.
Now, I picked 2008 as the year because in my mind I thought this would be kind of fun. It was the first year that I started living the life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, I know I saw a lot more movies that year probably than I did the year before. And this was also like kind of the heyday of like the Red Box era. So a lot of these movies carried over into my college years of things that just like were rentable that I probably picked up on a Saturday night. And so I had hoped that this would be like a fun group to pick from, and I'm kind of sorry that they're all dog shit.
It's not the worst year I looked at, because we picked a few others, and this one's better than that.
Well, it's funny. The thing that I noticed going through this year was not necessarily that it was a large group of dog shit movies. It was more that this may be the year. The year we're doing is the year of our Lord 2008, right? Mm-hmm. This may be the year I was most in tune with humanity.
Oh.
Because there was very little hidden gems for me to pick. Like anything that I think would have usually been like sort of under the radar on a different year, like Gran Torino or The Wrestler or Slumdog Millionaire. Those were like huge hits this year. Mm-hmm. And it was actually really hard to find anything that wasn't something that was, that was under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of took it as things that I feel like time has forgot, because it was really hard to come up with those movies. Just because, I don't know, maybe this is the same thing. Like, I was just very in tune with, or we all were. We didn't know better. We just went to the movies. That's what we did for fun. It was, before Facebook. But, like, I put The Wrestler and Gran Torino on my honorable mentions, because I don't know that they've had, like, staying power in the conversation.
Yeah. Right.
I said this before, but I came up with categories for all of these.
Oh, good.
All the ones on my list. And the category for The Wrestler is most well cast.
Right.
Because it turns out Mickey Rourke cannot act. And he just was being himself in that movie. And it worked. And Gran Torino, I put as most Republican. And the reason why is the racist is the hero of that story.
Right.
And he still gets to be racist.
And he still gets to be racist. Yeah. And that's a Republican's dream right there.
Sure.
It's almost, it's really portrayed as being endearing in that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a lovable racist.
Old racist, just like your grandpa.
Right.
2008, good year. Don't have to include this. Year I lost my virginity, so good choice.
Boy, do you want me to include that?
I don't know. I just hit me. I had never done the math, but you were like, it's a good year for this reason. I'm like, was it a good year? And I was like, well, I got laid that year, so that's pretty good.
I feel like our listeners already know too much about you.
That's true.
You know what?
I'm a very open guy.
Sometimes too much. That's okay.
I don't care.
Do we want to take a stab in the dark at the top 10 movies? Top 10 grossing movies of 2008.
I mean, I really feel like this should be pretty easy.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull's got to be up there.
It is number 2.
Of course.
Transformers.
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is number 1. $1 billion.
Iron Man.
Yes.
Mamma Mia.
Yes. Number 5. Mamma Mia.
I would
Iron Man's all the way down to number 8.
I was going to say, I would have thought Mamma Mia was like 3. That shit was... There was a lot of ladies doing a lot of multiple viewings.
This is one of those ones where if I was making a clickbaity article, it's like 10 top movies of 2008. Number 4 will surprise you.
What is number 4?
Oh, well, no, you're not done yet. You got.
I honestly don't even remember the movies that came out this year. Besides the one I wrote down.
There's some of these that. First of all, I'm going to take a wild stab. Is Step Brothers on there?
Step Brothers is not on there.
But first of all, isn't it crazy that Step Brothers feels later to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's another Will Ferrell movie on my list.
So it's on mine too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It is funny. There are a lot of movies from this year that weren't big box office success that had more staying power, which is kind of like, I feel like the reverse of
It makes it hard for this.
Yeah, right. It's the reverse of what we're going for in this.
Just tell us
program.
the rest, Joseph.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Number 10, WALL-E.
Oh wow.
I mean, that makes sense. I should have guessed that.
Number 9, Twilight.
Oh yeah.
That was another one though that I was really surprised that came out this year. That felt
December.
like 2010 to me.
Yeah.
It does feel really early for Twilight.
Yeah. Number 8, Iron Man. Number 7, Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that movie's underrated.
Number 6, Madagascar 2.
I would have never guessed that, but I'm also not surprised by it.
Number 5, Mamma Mia. Number 4, Hancock.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised it was such a hit.
$629 million worldwide.
You know what? I'm actually, again, that's one I wouldn't have guessed, but I'm not surprised by, because that movie was fucking huge, man. We were just selling that shit out, putting it in extra theaters left and right.
I mean, I don't know how much fucking Phantom Menace made, but is there another movie that as many people have seen that unilaterally people think is a shit movie?
Right.
Hancock's pretty bad.
I like it. I'll be the first to say, but I like culturally, we've like hardcore turned on Hancock. It's a bad movie from like the normative American perspective.
I think I liked it at the time, but I've never watched it again since.
That's where I'm at. I think I remember it being like intriguing enough, but never intriguing enough to ever watch it a second time.
You know what? It's a lot like Wanted in that it's
also this year.
It came out this year. That is the year that we stopped being ashamed of superhero movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And those are both movies that are ashamed of being superhero movies.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt gets hit in the face with a keyboard. Says "fuck you."
Yeah. I also like.
I think that's like the first major Chris Pratt role.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I believe it.
No, he was in that one shit. One Tree Hill. What show was he on? No, it doesn't matter.
Other honorable mentions I'm going to put as far as like made more money than I thought they did. The Mummy 3.
Yeah.
Was the 13th highest grossing movie of the year.
That's crazy.
It's weird too because it's kind of remembered as being a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Slumdog Millionaire, which, man, Danny Boyle cashed the fuck in on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
He just remade City of God with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Right.
Yeah.
Good shit. It's not surprising to me that it made money, but I still can't believe that David Fincher made Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It surprises me every time I think about it.
Right.
And then number 20, again, this is the reason this is very hard for this year. Number 20 on this list, the 20th top grossing film of this year was Gran Torino.
I mean, that movie made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was very popular.
You know, I mean, I really only found like 2 movies that fit into what we think of like this, and one of them, Joseph, I'm positive is going to bring up, but both of the 2 I didn't see at the time, so I can't really put them on this.
What are they? You can't tease us like that. No.
In Bruges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely on Joseph's list.
Yeah.
And this is another one I thought probably came out 5 years after this. Be Kind, Rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched Be Kind, Rewind, and I almost put In Bruges on mine, but literally I was like, Joseph was going to say it. I don't need to worry about it.
Well, one of us was going to cover it. There was no doubt. Does anybody want to talk?
I'll go one. I'll go one. Again, not sure that it counts as underrated.
Right.
Best movie theater experience in 2008, motherfucking Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. I knew that was one that I was going to put on my list. Like, no, Christian's going to get that one.
I went to Cloverfield, midnight showing, opening night at Bayou. And it was me and friend of the show, Alanders Frazier.
Right on.
And my former brother-in-law, Brandon Veal.
Yep.
And they gave us cameras. Everyone got cameras. Like,
like disposable. Yeah.
But everyone clicked through it way before the movie started. Like, everyone was taking pictures. So then everyone would just do the flash. Like, the movie's going on and someone would just throw their camera up in your face and hit the flash in a dark fucking theater. And it really added to the experience. But this, the marketing behind this was awesome.
When was the last time movie marketing was this fun?
Never.
It's got to be the last time.
I mean, I would argue that the marketing before that's most fun, that's very similar to this, is Blair Witch Project. But the difference is Blair Witch Project is a shit movie, and this movie's awesome.
Yeah. One of the last times J.J. Abrams was legitimately cool, and he just produced it. Drew Goddard. The cast is a bunch of forgettable people. That guy who called in the bomb threat, he's on there. TJ, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it's fucking awesome, and it's hard to describe like what it was like at that time to watch that movie. Right. Yeah, Cloverfield, better than Transformers, underrated.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, a super fun time to be living the life, man. Like everybody was excited. It was working in the theater, was excited to see this. Everyone who saw it, it was the talk for days and days and days. Just had a really good time with this. I think I still got a poster somewhere.
All right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
my first one, I don't know how many we're going to do, so I may have several at the end. I just wrote a lot of movies down. But the Rambo reboot.
Oh, yeah.
With Sylvester Stallone. I know...
this one just called Rambo?
It's just called Rambo.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I've heard an interview with Stallone where he talks about, like, how he... because he wrote Rocky. And, like, after Rocky was a success, he was essentially encouraged by the studio executives to just, like, make a movie. It doesn't have to be so fucking fancy. You don't have to be so intellectual, whatever. Right. Just make the movie. And he's like, fine, I'll start writing that way. And I feel like this was... not that Rambo 2 isn't this, but I feel like this is like... I'm going back to basics. I know what people like about these movies. I'm just going to make that. He's like 60 years old. He's ripped. He tears a guy in half with a square machete. Yeah. It's fucking fun.
It's a blast.
It's just fun.
It is so fucking gory.
Yeah, it's super gory.
Have I told you guys the most horrifying thing I ever saw in a movie theater ever?
No.
I feel like I have.
I'm positive I've heard the
sure
story.
We have. But...
if I have, just stop me. But so, we all know from living the life, sometimes you're going to catch people having sex in movie theaters. Yeah. And I'm never mad about it. Good for you. Usually it's...
I think I know where this story's going.
Usually it's teenagers. And, you feel for them. They don't have anywhere else to go. So this was before number 15 was an IMAX theater. This one was playing number 15, and that was my favorite theater to cut through to get upstairs. I'm cutting through it. And right there on that first row above the handicap thing, there is a military couple. Military dude, military lady. As was our bread and butter in those days. And in just the middle of the goriest machine gun saw scene in that movie, the dude, the military dude, is finger banging the military girl, and she's just locked on the screen. Like, she's not blinking, she's just looking at it. So that woman's a serial killer.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the most American thing I've ever heard.
And she still hasn't got caught, so good for her.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Do you have more?
Oh, boy, do I. I'll go ahead and bring this one up first, since we already kind of talked about that we're going to bring it up. Semi-Pro.
Yeah, I gave it best Will Ferrell movie of 2000.
See, I think it's overshadowed probably because Step Brothers came out that year, and because it's just strange, because it's very much Will Ferrell playing an over-the-top Ricky Bobby Anchorman-type character in what is sort of a semi-realistic world, Like, Woody Harrelson's a realistic character. The other characters in this are realistic characters. It's like if you took a Will Ferrell character and put it in a sort of Siri comedy. And I think it was awkward on the first watch. The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I've watched it a lot since then. And the soundtrack's a banger.
Yeah, this is probably the Will Ferrell movie I have watched the most out of all of them. I think it's... he went on a little run of, like, sports comedies with Talladega Nights and Blades of Glory and then Semi-Pro. And it's my favorite of the three. I think it's super quotable. I think all the characters are funny. I'm a sucker for Andre 3000. So,
me too.
Always happy he pops up. Like you said, the soundtrack's great. I don't know. I just think this movie fucking is awesome. And people either didn't like it because, again, I think the first watch, you're not sure exactly what it is. But if you try it again, I promise you'll have a better opinion of it. And again, Step Brothers came out that year, and Step Brothers is remembered as like the best, so it gets overshadowed. But I think it's worth your time, Semi-Pro.
I mean, full credit to Will Ferrell. It's a good point. A lot of Will Ferrell movies get better the more times you watch them, which I don't feel like is the norm for comedy movies. Mm-hmm. That's fair enough.
Well, what the thing is I think one of the things is he doesn't pause for laughter.
He just keeps going.
He just keeps going. So when you're laughing at one joke, you're missing the next joke. So,
Joseph?
My next one is, I don't know if it's a good movie. I don't even know if it's a hidden gem, but the movie Street Kings. I don't know if you guys have even heard of it.
It sounds so familiar.
But every fucking person in Hollywood is in this fucking movie. It's a movie about... I can't remember. It's Keanu Reeves is the main character. It's Keanu Reeves and Forrest Whitaker are the main characters. And there's like a dirty cop in the force. And I think Keanu Reeves is like supposed to be going to track him down, but people think that he's the dirty cop. Yeah. And it's like a whole thing. But every single person in Hollywood is in this movie, and every single person dies. Keanu Reeves is in it. Forrest Whitaker's in it. Hugh Laurie's in it. Chris Evans is in it. Cedric the Entertainer. Jay Moore. Terry Crews. Naomi Harris. Common. It's just like, it's crazy how many fucking people are
Chris in the Morning is in it.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't see this when I was looking through the list, and it would have been on mine. I agree. This one's underrated. It didn't do well. It was kind of the end of Keanu before the Keanu
Yes, 100%.
years later. It's written by James Ellroy, who's maybe my favorite crime author ever. He's the guy behind LA Confidential. I love this movie.
I want to be clear. It wants to have a really dark, gritty tone to it.
Right. No, 100%.
And I don't think it accomplishes that at all.
I don't think it does either.
But I still think it's pretty fun.
I think again, because of the cast. It has a great cast.
Yeah.
I don't remember this movie at all.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
That's it.
This one, again, this is probably... Actually, I'm going to do two here because they're sort of the same thing. These were movies that I think just have, like you said, been forgotten by time because there's been so many fucking superhero movies since then. But Hellboy 2 and Punisher Warzone.
Sure.
Punisher Warzone, only good Punisher movie ever. Only one that got exactly what Punisher needed to be, which was basically that Rambo movie. Just over-the-top, gory nonsense. And Hellboy 2, Hellboy 1's a great movie, but Hellboy 2 is a better Guillermo movie. Again, these kind of just got overshadowed because I think they both came out in between Iron Man and The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like both of those movies. I don't think The Punisher 2 is a necessarily smart movie.
No, I don't even know I necessarily would call it a good movie, but it's a fun movie, and it's the only thing that came close to getting right how you do a Punisher movie.
Who is it? Ray,
who just died.
Winston?
Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's so fucking good as Frank Castle.
He's perfect at it. He is that character come to life.
I'm ashamed to say I've never seen this movie because everyone I know says the exact same thing, that it's way better than the first Punisher movie.
You should watch it because also the villain is McNulty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I should also be clear. I do like the original Punisher movie.
Thomas Jane
with Thomas Jane.
I'm not necessarily saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that
that's the best version of that character.
Yeah.
A Punisher movie can seem sort of generic because it's just a guy with a gun who wants revenge.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we get 4 of those movies every year at least.
What if you did a John Wick Punisher movie now? In that
that's
John
a
Wick
good
genre?
Because Marvel loves doing stuff in genres.
Yeah.
Now that John Wick is a recognized genre, let's do John Wick Punisher. Why did I make John Wick?
John Wick.
I made him French for some reason.
This one is not forgotten, but I don't think we talk about it near enough for being what it is. The category that I gave it is GOAT?
Right.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Easily the best comedy of the 2000s, I think.
Agreed, 100%. Definitely the one I've watched the most.
Yeah.
Definitely the one I've quoted the most.
It is hysterical.
Yeah.
It's so well written, so well acted, and again, there's not a joke that does not hit in that movie.
I was about to say, it's deeply quotable.
Yeah. Again, when we talk about movies, again, we can have recency bias, and there's not a lot of comedies anymore. Streaming has kind of killed the comedy in the theater, but this movie should absolutely be in the conversation of top 25 comedies all time, because it really is fucking hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to watch with a crowd. It's fun to watch by yourself. It's fun to watch over and over.
Yeah, and again, I realize very well liked, but I just don't think it still quite gets the recognition that I think it deserves.
It's good enough that even though I hate Jason Segel, I still think this is a good movie.
It's fair.
Yeah. Well, on a similar note, the movie that is also forgotten from this year, I'm pretty sure it's from this year, is Sean William Scott and fucking Paul Rudd's Role Model.
Role Models, yeah.
I was going to say, if you bring up Sarah Marshall, you got to bring up Role Model.
Yeah.
Role Model's also hysterical.
Yeah. A lot of the same points. Also probably, was it the last big Sean William Scott movie role that wasn't an American Pie?
Yeah,
I would think probably.
It's up there,
yeah.
And that's unfortunate. I think Sean William Scott, he had a thing that he could do really, really well, but he was so good at it.
I know.
Right.
And I don't know if that thing just kind of got canceled before things got canceled or whatever, but bring that guy back.
Yeah, it's time for a renaissance of him.
He's on a show on Hulu, but nobody's watched it.
I mean, don't we have shows on Hulu? Doesn't everybody have a show on Hulu? That doesn't narrow anything down. let's see, what else did I have on here that I wanted to talk about? You know, we talked about recently, this guy puts out a lot of stuff, so much that you don't notice how much it is. But I think the last one of his movies I really, really dug that was in his genre, Rock and Rolla.
Yes, oh, absolutely. It's totally on my list.
Again, I don't think a lot of people saw it, but it's a super fun movie, great cast. And one of those, everybody from that time is in it.
Yeah, it is way down the list as far as box office goes.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean it's he's not treading any new ground here.
No.
But
it's a great version.
It's a great version of that thing.
Yeah, and I think they're made for pretty cheap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that has to be why they keep churning them, 2 of them out every year.
I mean, it has to spend the most on payroll. Like it has to be the most on the actors because there's no like special effects or anything to these movies.
My next is most misunderstood, Speed Racer.
I specifically had not said Speed Racer yet because I was waiting for you to say Speed Racer.
It's a well-known thing that Speed Racer is like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
I think it's to me, it's perfect. It's exactly what it should be. Now, is that thing for everyone? Probably not. Maybe not. But if you want to make a 1970s anime in live action, you either do Speed Racer or you don't do it. That's my opinion. It goes so fucking hard. I love this movie. And fucking Matthew Fox. God, he was at peak Lost, and he made the choice to wear a mask the whole movie.
Yep.
That doesn't happen.
And he has the perfectly shaped head to be Racer X.
He does.
The thing is with me that I love about this movie, besides the fact that it's just bright candy to look at, it looks like no other movie before or since. It doesn't try to make a thing that's silly not silly.
Yep.
It doesn't try to make something make sense that doesn't need to make sense. It's just like, here is this thing that I loved and I want you to experience. And obviously America wasn't on board, but the people who were really were.
I'm still talking about it 20 years later.
I know.
I feel like if Emil Hirsch wasn't the main guy in this movie, I could give it more of a chance. I don't think I enjoy the rest of it, but I just really hate Emil Hirsch. And he was not doing it for me.
Did you hate him that much at that time?
I hated him all the time, and I don't really have a justification for it.
You don't have to preach to me, dude. I get that.
I think I just don't like his face.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Him and, what's the, Justin Chatwin? You remember that guy?
I do not remember that guy.
Yeah, he was like a worse Emil Hirsch.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, he played Goku in the Dragon Ball movie.
No, I do remember that guy then. Fair enough. Look, I don't even want to talk about it in Bruges because I don't feel like we really need to. Again, it's one that I don't think is a hidden gem. It's had tremendous staying power. This one's slightly more than as I'm kind of whittling down here. Ip Man came out in 2008.
Oh, wow. The first one?
The first Ip Man, which is old Donnie Yen, kind of, I feel like, revitalized the kung fu genre.
Yeah, I would say so.
It was definitely one of those things where word of mouth was very strong for this movie. All your friends were like, have you seen Ip Man? And yeah, it fucking kicks ass because Donnie Yen's really, I mean, not just Donnie Yen, everybody's good at it, but he really sells the kung fu in it.
Yeah, and it only gets better too. That's like that. In my opinion, like the budget increases.
Yeah.
And so you get like just cooler fights.
I hate the one where they're fighting a fucking boxer.
Dude,
it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, it's not a great fight scene.
What was
Ip Man 2 is better than Ip Man 1 though.
That's probably true.
This I'm not even going to talk about the movie. I just want to say, the movie would have to be underrated because nobody talks about this anymore. But there's never been an entire movie that scared me as much as the trailer to The Strangers did.
Ooh,
The Strangers trailer fucked me up. I needed somebody to walk me to the car after the first time I watched The Strangers trailer. I never watched the movie because the trailer was too scary.
Is that the Cabin in the Woods one? Or which one is The Strangers?
The Strangers is literally just they're out at this rural house, and there's these 3 kids in masks
that show up.
Okay, I also remember that trailer. Yeah. It is striking.
My last 3 actually are like forgotten things.
Okay.
And this movie is not good. I'm not recommending anyone watch it, but it's the most 2008.
Okay.
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Sure.
Michael Cera, Kat Dennings, fucking Snow Patrol. You couldn't get more 2008.
I was going to bring up this movie too because it's literally a movie built around dead technology. Like, you know, a movie about iPod culture only makes sense in the year 2008. Yeah. 2007 would have been too early. 2009 would have been too late. I will say also in this, I'm sure I've talked about this. I don't even know the actress's name, but the girl who plays the drunk girl in this, best drunk girl ever in a movie. She gets drunk girl down because she understands what's different about drunk girl than drunk guy. Drunk girl has a very specific thing where she thinks you don't understand what she's saying. Drunk guy has problems understanding you. Drunk girl has no problem understanding you. Drunk girl doesn't think you can understand the complicated point that she's trying to convey, that you're understanding fine.
My favorite thing about this show is when you pick a weird thing, then you have like a pre-prepared monologue about it. Love it.
I really do love. I wish I knew that girl's name off the top of my head because I think it's an Oscar-worthy performance.
I've never seen this movie, and I've never had a tremendous interest in it. But now that you pitch it as just 2008 nostalgia in a movie, I'm kind of into it. I'm like, maybe I should see if this is on streaming now.
And, I think you just said this, but who's more 2008 than Kat Denning and Michael Cera?
Correct.
You know.
I don't have like. You said 3. Did you still do 3?
I have 2 more.
Okay.
I can just finish them off. If you
I'm just like I would roll them off.
So shockingly, not the most Republican. The most why. Just why does it exist? W.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it either fun or not fun? You know what I'm saying?
Why do you make a movie about a president who's still in office? Right. George Bush was still president in 2008, and Oliver Stone could not wait so much that he had to make the movie before Obama got in office. It just why? I just want to know why.
Man, just Josh Brolin as W sounds like a great time.
I mean, I do think it is a fun time.
Right.
And then my other honorable mentions, most canceled in 2024, 21. And I don't know if everyone's canceled in that movie, but I just think one dude is so canceled that it taints the whole other thing. Right. And we've talked about it at length on this podcast, but Kingdom of Crystal Skull, it's better than you think it is.
I also was going to mention that as underrated, even though we just did a whole podcast on it. I want to bring that home. That's way better than you remember it.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know if I have any good ones. I was also alarmed while I was going through this list of how many movies that I know that I saw.
Make sure I didn't leave anything.
That I don't remember a fucking thing about.
Oh, I got one more.
Okay, go for it.
This one's mostly for Jehu. Jennifer Carpenter, Quarantine.
That's true. Yeah. Jennifer Carpenter, the first movie I remember noticing that the last scene in the movie is in the trailer.
Yes.
If you've watched that trailer, you got the point.
I mean, I love a movie with a simple plot.
Sure.
Which is just, you're going to be locked in the house with people with rabies. And that's all it is for 90 minutes. And it's all in night vision.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Also, rabies as a stand-in for zombies is very aughties.
Yeah.
Very mid-aughties.
It's super rabies. Let's give it. They even used the term, I think, super rabies.
Look, it's not actually a hidden gem, but I just like to say it because it makes Christian mad. The Hurt Locker came out in 2008.
God. It hurts everything everything in me. My brain hurts talking about the fucking Hurt Locker.
I mean, that is definitely not a hidden gem. It won Oscars.
Yeah, no, well, nobody fucking talks about it, but...
I mean, it is funny that Jeremy Renner has become such an embarrassing mess that he's almost like Jason Statham. We forget that Jason Statham was an actor at one point.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there are a few actors that have had more shots at like the spotlight than Jeremy Renner.
Right.
To be like completely forgotten and just like never taken off from it.
I mean, he ruined one franchise in The Bourne and then got immediately replaced with a 50-year-old Tom Cruise in the other one.
Yep.
Right. Tom Cruise, who had brought him in to replace him.
Yes.
Correct.
And then he was like, you can't do that. You're not ready. I know a better guy to replace me. Me.
Also, Anthony Mackie's in that movie, and I fucking can't stand that guy.
Yeah, I know you do. As far as like significant movies, Let the Right One In came out this year. I never fucking finished this movie. It bore the shit out of me, but people seem to like it.
Is the original?
The original let the right one in.
Everyone who needs to see that movie has seen it.
That's probably
correct.
fair.
We're not recommending it to everybody.
And then these are the real deep cuts because these were like my Redbox things. Smart People with Dennis Quaid, Thomas Hayden Church, and Elliot Page at the time, Ellen Page. And it's just about how smart people are miserable, and Sarah Jessica Parker is in it.
Made me miserable.
It's not a good movie. It was the first movie Val and I watched together.
Oh wow,
which was not a good choice. And then the last one is Charlie Bartlett, which I mentioned.
Oh God,
because I saw it and I was like, I know I've seen this movie, but I don't remember a fucking thing about it. It's Anton Yelchin. He's a rich kid who goes to a public school and becomes a therapist. But I mostly wanted to mention it because it's the thing that Robert Downey Jr. did before Robert Downey Jr. realized he could make a shit ton of money just doing Marvel shit.
Right.
Man, Anton Yelchin.
I know, man.
Gone too soon.
Way too soon.
Yeah.
Just
what a bummer, Joseph. Way to bring us down there.
A couple more things I'll bring up. Defiance, good movie. I don't think anybody really remembers.
Sure.
Two that aren't really hidden gems, I just want to mention because of how they've affected me or other reasons. Baby Mama. Never watched that movie, but daily I say, bitch, I don't know your life. Daily I say that. And finally, I just wanted to bring up Never Back Down because I'm still... I'm still arguing with people in 2008 who want to say this is a Karate Kid remake. It is not a Karate Kid remake. It's a Top Gun remake.
Interesting.
All 80s movies are, there's a thing, and there's a kid who's sort of ostracized who wants to learn the thing, and he meets someone who teaches him the thing, and he overcomes the thing because of it. So that's all of them. So the only reason people say Karate Kid Never Back Down is because they think fighting equals fighting.
Yeah.
But in the formula, it follows Top Gun more because there's a goose. Mm-hmm. There's no goose in Karate Kid. There's nobody who gets taken out that he then has to, rise to the occasion for. But in this, there is. Also, the kid looks just like Tom Cruise, and the bad guy kid kind of looks like Iceman. It's Top Gun.
All right.
I don't know if that's where we needed to end this on, but that was the last thing I have to say.
What I most remember about Never Back Down is there were certain, obviously the times influenced the quote-unquote art, but there are certain movies that, just felt like it just felt representative of that period, seeing 300 in 2007, whatever.
Yes.
That felt like 2007 was going to the theater. That's true for Never Back Down. It felt like this is what you do in 2008. You go watch this dumbass movie.
But unlike that, unlike 300, it only existed in
only
that time.
then. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this movie's had any staying power, especially since one of the leads is canceled and probably should be more canceled than he is. Pineapple Express, one of the great stoner comedies.
Oh, yeah. It's legitimately a hilarious stoner comedy.
I was going to... that was the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up. The other thing I wanted to bring up about 2008. On 2008, you were either on Team Pineapple Express or Team Tropic Thunder. You can enjoy both, but one of them was your jam.
Sure.
And Tropic Thunder was my jam.
Tropic Thunder is my jam.
But I think that's probably it. This went on way longer than I thought.
We had a lot of... We just really got to it.
I think we realized the quality wasn't there, so we went for quantity.
Yeah, I honestly, I think this just turned into, I sure was happy to be alive in 2008.
I had a good time in 2008.
I did too.
You lost your virginity,
I did.
as we've learned.
Well, I had a few real bad years before 2008, and 2008 was an upswing for me.
All right. But I think that's it for Hidden Gems 2008. What have we been watching the last week or so, guys?
So, as we've talked about a lot in this episode, so it's timely. I'm a millennial.
Right.
I did a lot of my growing up in the 1990s and the 2000s. And growing up, especially in the South in the 90s, I was raised to believe two things, which is that... Shania Twain was God's gift to humanity,
right? And
the baddest motherfucker to ever sit behind the wheel of a car is Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Intimidator, or Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator, right? So, and NASCAR, and again, God, it's such an appropriate thing to talk about on this episode. People don't understand how fucking huge NASCAR was in the late 90s and early 2000s.
100%.
There was a good chance you didn't know an NFL quarterback, but you knew Jeff Gordon.
Right.
These dudes were just the biggest fucking superstars on the planet, right? And again, I've watched NASCAR as a kid. I didn't really stick with it. I love sports. I love anything competitive.
Right.
But, just watching somebody turn left over and over again doesn't do it for me.
Right.
I watched the Daytona 500 where Dale Earnhardt died. I remember it. It's ingrained in my memory forever. But it's just not something that I stuck with. Now, mind you, throughout my life, has there been times when, I know enough about NASCAR where I can, have a conversation? Sure, I'm an addict. I will watch and keep up with anything competitive. I check ESPN, 45 times a day. I know enough to have a conversation. And I've watched enough to be able to, have some opinions. But Netflix has a new documentary out called NASCAR Full Speed, and I watched it this week. And if you're unfamiliar, also, this has been Netflix thing over the last year is to do these mini 4 or 5 episode sports documentaries. They did quarterbacks, and it was kind of lame because you didn't change your opinion. You knew exactly what you want. They did one on the PGA, and it was okay, but golfers are prima donnas. They're super fucking annoying. They just whine all the time. But what makes this one so fun to me is, number one, if there's any sport that should be on a 75-inch TV in 4K in surround sound, it's fucking NASCAR.
Right.
Loud, exciting. Your room should shake when you're watching it. And those wrecks are cool, in that high def. That part's fun. But two, there's a really kind of interesting storyline, I think, with it, which is, if you're familiar with how NASCAR works, drivers are on teams, and those teams have an owner, and one of the guys I follow is Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin races for Joe Gibbs. But Denny Hamlin also owns his own team. So he has a team of guys he drives with, and then he has 2 dudes that he owns who drives. So how does he make decisions on who wins and who he helps? That's legitimately an interesting question to ask.
That seems like a conflict of interest.
Correct. So, I watched all of it in 2 days because I was fucking hooked. I was like, I am in. This is an exciting premise. It looks awesome. I'm saying NASCAR Full Speed, better than Transformers. Would not anticipate to say that. Didn't plan on talking about it at all.
Sure.
But I had a lot of fun with it.
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Can I I want a minor sidebar off of your thing, because it's a long road back, but stick with me here. I feel like for the most part, most of the things I consume on podcasts that go into my brain are not useful things. It's mostly just what we do, but other people talking. Occasionally it's something pseudo-informative, but not actually informative enough to have any staying power or impact on my life. One of the few things that I learned from a podcast that has stuck with me was something I was like, This American Life or something, where there's a psychologist talking about how we as humans, despite how advanced we think that we are, we feel first and we think second. So when something happens to you, your body's response will be the feeling, and then your conscious brain will go in and assign a meaning to that feeling. But the conscious brain didn't make the feeling happen. The feeling happened first, and then your thinking
gave
stuff
it purpose,
correct? Which is 100% all that we do here on this podcast. It was what we've been doing for the last 30 minutes about these fucking whatever movies,
mediocre movies.
Mediocre movies. How did we feel about them at the time? I say all that to say, from the ages of 5 to 11, I was obsessed with Jeff Gordon. I had Jeff Gordon fucking everything. I had Jeff Gordon shit on my walls. I had Jeff Gordon shirts. I had 2 leather Jeff Gordon jackets. I had NASCAR the game. I had fucking every Jeff Gordon thing you can imagine. To this day, from my birth till now, have never seen a NASCAR race. I have no idea why I love Jeff Gordon so much, but he was my fucking dude, and I was ride or die.
Dude, I mean, again, from that was probably 96, 97 to 2001, 2002. Yeah, he was probably the biggest sports celebrity. Once Michael Jordan retires in 97, that's fucking it, dude. Yeah. Jeff Gordon is number 1. I don't think you're off base, dude.
Yeah.
The main thing I remember about Jeff Gordon was that lewd Coke machine artwork he had. Do you guys remember this?
I don't remember that.
Every Coke machine in America for a year had Jeff Gordon on the front of it. And he was spraying a bottle of champagne right from his crotch. It was... just out of his...
I mean, what else are you expecting to do,
That's it for me.
It's one of those things where, you say that's a picture. I'm sure that's a picture that every NASCAR driver has, that exact one.
Right.
And it's one of those things where I imagine you'd think it would get less funny the more times you do it, but I suspect it's still pretty funny, like, every 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That concept you talked about, though, I've never heard it articulated like that. But how I would articulate it is that is why I'm embarrassed of anything I've said more than a week ago.
Yeah.
You know, anything I have time to think back and was like, oh, that I made too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your whole life's just post-nut clarity, dude. You spew it out, you spew it out, and then you're just like, oh, fuck, dude. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, get that on a t-shirt. All right.
I mean, I don't want the only thing I talk about be NASCAR, but I talked about it for 5 fucking minutes, so I'm going to be done.
All right.
I feel, I wasn't going to talk about this, but since you talked about NASCAR, I feel obliged to talk about wrestling. I did watch the Royal...
I said to myself, it's okay, because Hurt talks about wrestling.
I watched the Royal Rumble this week, and man, what a difference a week makes in wrestling. Like, pretty much it seemed like everything was locked into what we were going in WrestleMania. And in rapid succession, Seth Rollins gets injured. In his first televised match back, CM Punk gets injured. And Brock Lesnar is basically erased from the WWE. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's sitting on Chris Benoit Island now. But beyond that, the Royal Rumble was pretty goddamn entertaining. I had some conversations with Ed from More Than Meets These Guys about this, and he had the exact opposite opinion of it. He thought it was boring as fuck. But I thought it was a really good time. It was only 4 matches, the Women's Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble, the World Title match, and, a Logan Paul match. But I had fun with it. Better than Transformers. Cody won, which I think, everybody thought it would either be Cody or CM Punk. So that was a pretty good moment. It was in St. Petersburg, which was where, the American Dream's, sort of stomping ground back in the day was. But yeah, Royal Rumble, better than Transformers. Also, this week, I decided after our year-end thing, I realized, man, there was a lot of shit I didn't watch this year, so I got to start catching up on that stuff. But rather than catching up on Killers of the Flower Moon or something important like that, I watched Transformers Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn fun.
It's the best one, I think.
See, I still think that...
Maybe not better than 1, but...
Well, I still think the only truly great Transformers movie is Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah, Bumblebee's better. Yeah, Bumblebee's better.
I love Bumblebee. This is pretty fun. And, man, I really wouldn't have thought going into this that I would say this, but Pete Davidson really nails it in this.
Yeah,
he's
good.
Very, very likable. He's just enough Pete Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's,
like, it's enough where you're like, oh, it's Pete Davidson,
right.
But it's not annoying.
But it's not the level of him that he annoys me. I wish they wouldn't have brought back so much of the, super murdery Optimus Prime. I'm going to kill everybody with my robot dick, Optimus Prime. But, but other than that's a minor quibble. I hope they do another one of these. Super fun. Also, I'm super in the pocket for Transformers because I've gotten, how people watch ASMR videos and they say it calms them and stuff like that. I have sort of the same thing with watching videos on YouTube of people transforming Transformers. I do it all the time. Now, a lot of them I can't enjoy because I fucking hate the geek voice.
Sure.
It's not real. It's an affectation. I can't stand it. But I found one British guy who does it, and I don't know what a British geek sounds like. He could be the geekiest sounding British guy on earth, but he sounds fine to me, so I watch him. Prime versus Prime is the name of his channel. Better than Transformers. And I'm going to sort of undercut myself there because what I love about him is just how enthusiastically, like, he talks about Transformers like an 8-year-old does. He does sound effects. He does voices. It's great. So yeah, Prime versus Prime. Better than Transformers.
That's all I got. Well, look, it kind of segues into a thing that I forgot. I don't even know if I forgot I was going to talk about, but now I feel like I have to talk about. I was roped into watching a show that my wife and her friends watched in the 2 seasons of in the course of like 3 days, which is Netflix's Love on the Spectrum, which if you haven't heard of it and you've heard the title, you get the idea. It is a reality dating show about high-functioning autistic people who are looking for love, is the idea, and you follow them on their dates, which we're pretty certain that Netflix has to subsidize because there was like a 2-week trip to fucking Africa.
Right.
Yeah.
And like a full resort thing. But it's so baffling. It's so baffling to me as a society that this is a thing that is like the number 3 show on Netflix right now. I think it was the number 1 show for several weeks. Because, like, I don't know. I think, I'm not saying, like, autistic people shouldn't date, because obviously they should. And, you know, if the show is providing a platform for them to, like, do that, good and all. But a large part of the show, and a large part what's presented to us and the point of it, is, like, showing how fucking awkward they are on their dates or, like, trying to set up the dates.
Right.
And, like, you're meant to laugh at them, you know?
Right.
And that feels fucking crazy. I can't, like, it's 2024, year of our fucking Lord. What are we doing? Like, when Hurt told us a couple weeks ago about his fucking show where we're, like, judging people on their dicks, like, surely we can't still be doing this. Yeah. But that, like, on a moral scale feels like
way better.
Several tiers better than whatever the fuck this is. Love on the Spectrum is worse than Transformers. For your immortal soul, please don't watch it.
Dude, let me tell you what my experience with the show. I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah.
But I watched some YouTube videos of it that I thought, oh, these are very bad comedians doing bits that they should be canceled for.
Yeah.
And later I found out, no, this is just a real show.
Yeah.
This is a real thing that's happening. That's crazy.
It is nuts. And there's probably going to be a 3rd season.
I mean, is it in any way trying to be helpful?
I mean, again, some of them have found people.
Okay.
So, I don't know. For the 2nd week in a row, I have to doff my cap to Christian for being right. I don't like it, I want to be clear. Against his suggestion, I went and watched Mabaroshi by Mari Okuda, which is the anime movie about whatever. And
it's too much.
I want to be clear. You know, I think you're a smart person, Christian. I don't want to make you feel like you're not. But I also feel like when the only thing in your tool belt is Lost, everything kind of looks like The Island. And so
I think it's pretty Losty.
When he said, it's pretty much Lost, but anime, and I was like, no, I don't really believe that's true. And then I watched it like for 20 minutes, like, oh, fuck, it's just Lost. They're just in purgatory. There's just a smoke monster. It's just fucking Lost.
The problem is, much like Lost, those things exist purely to ask questions, and that's not a good enough reason.
Yeah.
In that movie, I don't even know they're there to ask questions.
No, that's the whole central thing, you know? Like, like you say, like, Lost, each episode is about a specific character's arc.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's just some bizarre island shit happening in the background. But the whole show the whole movie of Mabaroshi is just about the weird island shit.
Yeah.
And it's no good. It's not terrible, but it's not what I was hoping it was going to be.
You know what? It sounds like if you're someone who complains about Lost all the time, maybe it is for you.
No, I don't think so, because it's what those people, what they complain about Lost, that's what this is. Like the filter those people watch Lost through, this is that filter,
right on.
I think.
Because, I mean, I feel like the people who were unhappy with how Lost... I love that we're talking about Lost again.
I pitched it for the episode.
The people who are unhappy with the end of in Lost, it's always about they only cared about the mystery. Mm-hmm. You know, they didn't care about the characters. It was just the mystery. So this sounds like it's just the mystery.
Yeah, but there's no solutions.
Oh, then they won't like that. No.
Yeah, no, it's no good. The only other thing I did watch, I went to an actual movie theater and watched American Fiction with Jeffrey Wright.
You didn't watch Poor Things?
No, we didn't watch Poor Things.
Oh.
It sounds like you guys are not familiar with it at all.
I am. I totally am.
Okay. But I'll spell it out for anybody who's listening, I guess. Basic premise is main character is an author who is an African-American guy who writes books, but they're not successful. He's frustrated because he sees people who are writing what essentially I think he feels like are like blaxploitation books.
Right.
And like making a shit ton of money off it. So he writes one drunk as a joke, and it takes off, and he has to deal with the moral aftermath of that. What I like about... I will say, I watched this movie in a theater of like 12 people, and all of them were white, and that felt weird in its own right. But it is genuinely fucking funny. And I do feel like kind of the hilarious hijinksical premise is to draw you in, and then behind the curtain is just like a well-written family drama about a guy trying to figure out how to like reconnect with his family. So anyway, it's way better than Transformers. It's really good.
Yeah, because the trailer makes it seem almost like it's like an 80s Dudley Moore farce.
Yeah.
Like you like, or like a movie where you're impersonating a spy, but you're not really a spy. Because isn't it that he writes it in character as if he's from the streets?
Correct.
He's not. Yeah.
It's it's very it's very good. It's funny. I think to your point, Hurt, it was tonally a tough needle to thread, and it does it effortlessly in a way that like I didn't even notice how weird it could have been.
Right.
So yeah, better than Transformers.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see it. Not enough to go to the theater. But.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair.
Yeah,
but that's fucking it. We got it. This is a long one for us. Next week, something else.
Hidden Gems 2009.
Look, we if we ever do Lost, we got to plan. I need like 3 weeks to do Lost.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm not saying we do it next week, but I do think it's...
If we pick a month this year and say at the beginning
That's
of
Lost
this month, not for the month, I just need to be ready for it. Anyway, we'll do it.
Well, I mean, we've just got to figure out something to do for like 4 weeks till Dune comes out.
Yes.
And then we can probably do 2 or 3 episodes on Dune.
Another example of feel first, think second, I think. But anyway, that's it for the show this week. Thank you guys for listening. Please rate, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. If you want to get in touch with us and tell us your favorite Hidden Gems of 2008, anything we missed, if there was possibly anything that we missed.
I think we did the whole release schedule.
I think we just did all of the movies in 2008. You can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies, on Instagram, real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art, and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.